It's the Vegas Toy SquadCast, starring Vegas Toy Squad.
Hello everyone, welcome to Vegas Toy Squad episode number 22. Like always, it is great to see you. Well, wait, I can't see you. Maybe. Yes, there you are. Okay, good.
That was like a little stick.
Just a little one. I don't know, just a tiny one.
Tiny stick.
Anyway,
Don't poke yourself in it.
thanks for joining us. My name is Rick.
I'm Frank.
I'm Rob. In the back we have...
Patty!
That's our ever-present producer slash director.
Omnipotent
Yeah.
producer.
Oh, I like
And today our very special guest is David.
Hey, I'm David.
We're excited to have a guest.
It's been a while.
It's been a few episodes without one. It's always nice to have
Guest free.
someone with us and
Yes.
ready to calm us down and get us set straight on these toys that we talk about.
Inject a little fresh blood into the scene.
I'm ready. I got tons of blood. It's going all over the place.
Injecting some blood. Here
This
we
is
go.
our disclaimer for the show, and there will be no actual blood spill.
There might be some.
Well, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Right on.
Can't
Might
cross
be.
that off the list yet.
All right, so should we get right into things as far as anything new or exciting that
Yes.
you guys want to
Yes. Let's do it.
do it?
It is happening right now at this moment.
All right, go.
All right. Look what I finally got.
All right.
This
Who's
it.
that? IG88?
IG88, I can't say it. IG88 is coming, actually. This is Bosque. And they re-released these figures. Now, they were the Black Series, the Bosque and the IG88 were some of the first Black Series figures they released. Is that
I'm
correct,
familiar.
David?
Well, the second line. They were part of the blue line boxes.
The first were the orange?
Yep.
All right. So,
I'm looking because you have them on your wall over there.
yeah, I don't pay that much attention. So, but of course, I only ever found one of them. So now they've re-released these basically same figures, I think with a couple modifications on some, as the archive collection, and
Nice.
they're carded instead of boxed, and you can't find them in stores.
No, I've been looking.
So, I have a tip though: if you put them in your Amazon cart and check it frequently, it will eventually turn up at the normal price.
Nice.
Because that's what happened with Bosque. And then same thing today. I went and checked on IG88. They had them in stock for $19.99. I'm like, 2 in the cart, bought it.
Perfect.
Yeah, Amazon will share a single listing for all of its in-store stuff and the sort of third-party sellers. So if you put that third-party seller one in there, once it comes up in stock on Amazon, Bob's your uncle.
There you go.
Bob's your uncle?
Yeah.
Is that
I'm English.
Is that a phrase?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm trying to make it a thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Hashtag
So,
Bob's your uncle. There you go.
Yeah. So, anyways, they. I don't understand the logic of making toys that people cannot buy.
Get people excited about it so they can re-release them and you can sell them.
But I'm saying, why make action figures that you can't go to Target or Walmart or Walgreens or wherever you're going to go and find them on the gosh dang pegs? You have to go to Amazon, you have to go to eBay, you have to go to David, you have to go somewhere third party to buy a gosh dang action figure. Like, why don't they want to sell their stupid toys?
Yeah.
Is there some genius marketing idea I'm missing here?
I mean, you say that, but you can also walk into a Target and see, 30 Chewbaccas and, how many Jyn Ursos and
Right, but
Cassian
why?
Andors did you see for so
But
long?
why no Bosque and why 20 rows?
I mean, part of it is because they do a bad job at realizing what people actually want to buy.
Yeah.
Which is the whole point of this series, which is that it's 4 figures that presumably are tried and true and people actually want.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just starting to hit now. You'll usually see this trickle at first, and then this, big push as they start
You
getting
won't be able
into
to
the
get
big
away
box
from
stores.
them
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah.
And there will be a point where I suspect it'll probably be Bosque is the one who's going to be sitting on the pegs.
Aw.
Well, Bosque and IG88.
He has an animated jaw or articulated jaw.
I mean, you
look
don't
at
got to
that.
sell
That's
me
pretty
on
cool.
Bosque. I love him and his sweet little articulated jaw.
That's awesome.
What was the origin of this suit? I forgot. You probably.
It was on an episode of Doctor Who,
That's
and they
right.
found
Doctor
it
Who.
lying around and
That's right.
put it on a lizard man.
Oh, very cool.
So it's a very cool figure, and I ordered a couple of IG88s today. Now I'll have all the stinking bounty hunters that I can open, because I have an IG-88 and a Bosque, but I can't take them out of those old black boxes.
Right,
sure.
So, and then this isn't anything new, but I thought I should mention this.
That's awesome.
We never talked about it before, but this is the Lego Architecture Las Vegas
There you go.
set.
I didn't know they had one out.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's been
was
out
news
for
to
a
me.
while. Yeah.
That's really cool. I would have bought it by now.
It's actually a pretty cool set. My not problem with it, but my sort of regret is that they didn't do a vintage Vegas set. That would be cool, with the landmark, with the dunes, with some, that would be a fun,
Maybe it's a side project we can work on.
maybe. But yeah. So,
Great
anyways,
thing about Legos, you can just build your own.
yeah, but you got to print. Well, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
There's only one printed. There's only 2 printed things on there, I think.
Well, I mean, they're
Right, the helmet
custom
and the-
shapes and whatnot. Yeah, the Sphinx.
Yeah, that was in their Egyptian line that they came up with.
Oh, really? Oh, so they've used it before.
Are you saying that Lego reuses parts?
Yeah, and molds.
Do all companies do this?
I think so.
Shoot, man. Well, now I have no interest in this whatsoever.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, you can build Las Vegas. So we have the Venice.
We have Venice.
We have Venice, and it's
Yeah.
they're cool little sets.
They are cool.
If
I
you live
love
here,
those
if you
sets.
if you're born here, hashtag Vegas born.
You.
Hashtag not me.
That's it. Not you
Yeah.
either, huh? No, you're
No,
English.
Fullerton, California, which is of course in the
English.
UK.
So that's all I got.
Very
But I'm
nice.
excited about my Bosque. Now I can start taking pictures of all the bounty hunters, and
Very cool.
Well, and really, it's cool that they're releasing the Black Series figures from when they really gave a shit about the line, because there was a marked drop off in quality when they started doing the new movies. Unfortunately,
yes, most definitely. And the other one, well, they got these two, Boba Fett, obviously, we didn't mention that one, and then Luke X-Wing pilot.
Yeah, who does have updated paint apps for his face, which is nice.
Yeah. And was the only other time they released that figure on the carded 40th anniversary, the foil one?
So he was in the original orange line, and then he was
that's right,
re-released
that's
on the
right.
vintage foil card, which is $300 now.
Right.
And then now he's here again.
Yeah. I wonder if that will decrease. Do you think that'll make the foil one go down in value?
I don't think it'll hurt it that much.
Because people still want that collectability
Right.
of
Well,
the card. And the
like he was
packaging.
all about the card in the first place was
Yeah.
the thing. When they were releasing it, I actually passed on one at retail because I was like, I don't want that repack.
Really?
I don't care about that. Yeah. Well, I open everything, so.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
One of them.
One of us. One of us.
Rob's outnumbered.
Usually am.
Very cool.
So.
All right. Frank, you have anything for us today?
Surprisingly, not much.
Wow.
You have to have something, Frank. That's part of the
I
gig.
saw the new Spider-Man movie. Finally.
Oh, yay! Into
That's
the
old news,
Spider-Verse.
brother.
I know it's all
Wait.
news, but not for me.
Wait, how long did that take?
A long time, too long, because I was being stubborn. I didn't get to see it in 3D like intended, so I was pouting.
All right, so you put on your big boy pants
I did,
and you decide
I did.
you're finally going
He's
to
still,
get with
he's
it.
still,
I'm still wearing them, still
Aw.
frosty
he's still
about it.
slightly frosted.
Oh,
That's funny.
A little salty about it, but
And
no, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like
Was
the
it
animation.
spectacular?
It was.
Was it web
spectacular.
of?
It was amazing. But it was pretty unbelievable. I liked it a lot. Like there's so many just small little Easter eggs and stuff to peel apart in there. It was really neat. And the animation was unbelievable. Music was on point.
mm-hmm.
All the voices were great.
Yes.
Like I don't have a bad thing to say about it.
post up for a Grammy this
They are.
Sunday
They are.
with that song.
Best animation too.
I was also pretty stubborn about seeing it, but I was more like late December stubborn about seeing it. I really want Sony to sell those rights back to Marvel Studios proper, but they made a really good animated movie.
Yeah,
did.
They did. Yep. That's funny.
So good on them.
Yeah.
I hope they keep doing it and don't go back to doing the bad stuff they used to do.
Well, as far as animation goes, did Sony pick up John Lasseter?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
He was in charge of Pixar, and he just recently left. And I know, for reasons we won't get into.
John Lasseter? Let me
Yeah,
look.
yes, and I can't remember. I think Sony might have picked them up.
Oh, he left Pixar?
Well,
Wow.
not by his own choice.
Oh, really?
From what I last read,
Another one of those stories, huh?
But
Let me. Well, here you talk, and I'll read the story so I know.
yeah, no, it's all good. But anyway, like somebody picked him up, not regretfully, but hastily picked him up
Okay.
because of what's going on, and I didn't know if you guys had heard if it was Sony or what was the other one?
DreamWorks.
Maybe
DreamWorks Animation?
Was it? What was the one that did Rio?
Oh,
Blue Sky or
I don't know.
Blue?
Nobody
That
saw
was-
Rio.
I was gonna say that's
I
the
don't know.
movie you think to mention.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was a different.
Probably DreamWorks.
I think it was a DreamWorks one.
Was
Rio
it?
Yeah.
I was thinking of that because of the two blue macaws in that movie have finally become extinct as of this year. There's no more blue macaws on this earth.
Oh no.
Wow.
So the
Man, way to bring it down.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, we're on animation.
Thanks, Darwin.
Moment of
My bad.
silence. That's too bad.
Yeah, so I mean that's why it popped into my head because I recently read that story. But
Well,
So,
what
did
did our
you-
crack reporter find out?
Well.
Still
you know,
cracking?
She's still cracking.
I'm still cracking.
Did you hear Peter Gunn from Galaxy?
doing Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
Some
That's it.
people
No.
call
I
him.
Peter Gunn.
was saying,
That's
wait,
a
why do I?
song.
Peter
What's
Gunn's a
Peter
song.
Gunn?
It's a
Oh, that's a
song.
song. Oh, that's right. Sorry. All right.
Which
Yes.
song is that?
So
The spy song.
Yeah.
I thought you would be excited about that, but again, now they're saying that it's going to be a relaunch. Like, why? There's plenty of movies where the first movie wasn't good and the second one was better. So why just?
No, redo it. That movie was garbage.
I
We talked
also.
about it in depth.
Okay.
I mean, I
I'm
hated
just saying.
Suicide
It's like-
Squad pretty hard. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm outvoted on that one.
I'm totally in the camp of, you know what, keep trying until you get it right and then run with that one.
Yeah.
If anyone could do it, it's definitely.
I just don't
James
want it to be a string of reboots. Oh, let's reboot it. Oh, this one sucked. Oh, let's reboot it again.
Gunn. Well, I mean,
That's-
Let's reboot it
that's
again.
DC. That's DC. That's kind of what they all have
I
been.
know. They should
I'm-
just stick to TV, I
I'm
guess.
again, I'm super cool with that as long as eventually they get a good one in
Yeah.
there. Because what I hate more than anything is, well, that sucked, but maybe we can make it work. We'll make this next movie that only kind of sucks, but there's some good stuff in there.
yeah.
And then maybe in 10 years we've got a good franchise going.
I guess so. That's funny.
I mean, come on. Look what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know.
I'm just saying, like,
But that never sucked.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying because it was James Gunn. If he would have started with him in the first place, they wouldn't have had
They
that
wouldn't have
problem.
had that problem. Yeah, this is true.
Well, although I think a big part of that is that they let James Gunn do what he wanted to do with the movies.
Yeah.
I agree.
Marvel sort of, they definitely take a firmer hand sometimes, but a lot of times they kind of try new things, do something kind of interesting, like make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie that nobody asked
knew.
for.
Yeah, exactly.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
yeah.
Although in fairness, like I've been wanting a Planet Hulk movie for a long time. I just didn't know it would be a Thor movie.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I did discover in the search, first all that was coming up on Lasseter was that the reason he left
Is it
Disney
controversial?
Pixar. Sexual harassment claims, giving female co-workers too many unwanted hugs. Yes, gentlemen, you gotta ask. May I hug you?
Fair.
So it took a while to
It's only
find...
one woman I hugged.
Well,
That hand.
That hand.
nice. So he's not going to Sony. Apparently, he is going to Skydance.
I think that's
And were they the ones who did Rio?
I am trying to look
I'm
that
not-
up.
Sorry,
at the
that's a
same
lot of
time.
that's a big workload.
I'm trying
computer's
to,
smoking
to
back
look
there.
that up
It's Lasseter.
too.
If anyone could
I
pull something
can't
together,
find
it would
out.
be him.
Maybe.
He's pulled a lot of animation movies that were
That
horrible.
is-
For example, Toy Story was very frowned upon when they first started it, and he helmed it, he pulled it all back. Like everybody hated Woody as a character, and then he came and turned the story around. So
I mean, as long as they put him in an all-male studio, I guess everything
guess
will be
he'll be
fine.
Man. All right. Well, that was a downer.
sorry.
Yeah,
all
I can't
There wasn't
figure
many.
out which
Birds are
company-
dead.
Yeah, birds are. Yeah. Oh man.
So let's just move on some reason.
No,
All
Rio.
right. We're gonna move
I
on.
can't figure out who did it.
Inconsequential.
Yeah.
This will be good. Kind of like a piggyback off of last episode, we talked about independent action figure companies. So I found this one online specifically for my daughter. I posted on our Facebook page You can check them out. It's called I Am Elemental. So these were designed by a mom for her children because she noticed that there weren't a lot of female superheroes. And the female superhero action figures that were out there were sculpted for male collectors.
Mm-hmm.
So
say the least.
she made the proportions, more realistic. And so this whole box, so there's 3 action figures in here, $20.
Wow.
For 3
From an independent company.
independent company.
Custom kinda.
They come in these little bags.
Okay, so far I'm liking it.
All right. And then each of the superheroes. All right, so there's one of them. You can, typical
Okay.
Wow.
3 to 4 inch figure. Each of the female superheroes is based on a character trait, or this one is energy, but they come with these little cards, and then they come with little shields that if you get all of them, they turn into charms for the bracelet.
Oh, really?
So, anyway, my daughter thought they were amazing, so she, of course, wants to get the whole collection.
Of course.
This is the Courage line, and she just came out with another line called Wisdom.
All right.
So it comes out with all these are the little, they're all in little blind bags.
Blind bags, dang it.
I know, that's like the
love
thing, the
them.
little blind bags. And then they have the little,
It's the worst thing to happen to freaking...
So these are all
Marketing.
sold this way. You can only buy the blind bags.
yeah, the
Or-
blind bags, yeah.
Well, what about the box?
Well, the box, you get three of those blinds in there.
You don't know what you're getting. So
No.
if you order another box, you could get duplicates.
Yeah, you could get duplicates, yeah.
You get
Yeah.
duplicates
See,
in
Madison
Amazon.
could care. I mean, like, she's totally about, she wants to get duplicates of all of them. But they're all, bravery, energy, honesty, industry, enthusiasm, persistence, and fear. That's their
Is
superpowers.
Fear the bad guy?
I'm assuming because she's also
a different
a
color.
bad girl?
Yeah.
Which is also,
Hey, now.
She's
I don't
also
know, yeah.
So,
She's a different color?
yeah, she's a little purple.
Oh.
Well,
Why
I
is it
guess
different
they're all
color?
different.
They're all
I guess they're
different.
all different shades of reddish, magenta hues
Those are all... That is all the different figures?
of the Courage
gotta make
series.
the
dark
Yeah.
skin.
And then there's another series that she just released called the Wisdom series.
They're all color-coded.
So,
Did you
yeah.
say that already?
No, but it looks like the periodic table of elements.
She also has a weird shaped head. The presumably
Yeah.
villain.
So anyway, I just got those for my daughter, and she loved them. She thinks they're amazing. She loves the box that they come in. It's got the little silhouettes on the side.
Very
So-
cool.
Yeah, they're really cool, especially at that price. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're nicely articulated, which
Right.
is, I mean, something that I always lamented not having as a kid was nicely articulated figures I could play with.
Yep.
that's why I was into G.I. Joe.
So
Kenner.
she's totally enamored by them. So
Very cool.
Rightfully so.
which is nice because now I have something new for her birthday to get. So there you go.
Hopefully she's not listening.
I don't think so. And then the other cool thing that happened to us this week as a squad was we were actually called in to take a look at some Star Wars stuff from someone at our favorite coffee place, Karachi John's. He was a former collector, and he wanted the Star Wars stuff to go to a good home.
Roll the clip.
So,
There's no
pick this
better
up for
home for
you,
Star
Rob.
Wars stuff than this. Ah, look at
Oh,
that.
wow.
1981, still
Vintage,
sealed.
still sealed. Now I have it, but I used it, so I don't
So
have
there you go.
I don't have a sealed
Empire
one.
Strikes
Well,
Back.
that's
Nice.
his
Empire Strikes
favorite
Back
one.
calendar from 1981.
I know you're not.
There's a little boba,
Yep.
tiny little boba down
Oh
there.
yeah, look at the.
Nick, what is that next to Boba, actually?
Is that?
Oh, that's one of the
One of
guns,
those guns
from,
from-
from Hoth,
Ah.
Yep.
the rebel gun.
I know you're not too excited about Django,
Oh,
but
that's
it's at
cool.
least
They're,
right on.
little
Sealed.
Django thing there.
It's a what is this?
they're cards.
Yeah,
Like
they're
trading cards or
Yeah, I believe they're
games?
trading cards.
I think it's trading.
Attack of the Clones movie cards. Sweet.
Wow.
And then I don't
Topps
know
goodies.
either you or Patty, but
Now, is all this for me, or are you just showing this to
no,
me?
this is
said you
I,
or
no, this is
Patty.
yeah for you or Patty.
Hello.
So these are Disney pins.
Oh,
Check that out. Look at that.
What is it, 2003 or
Oh, that one's
13? I
cool.
can't remember.
Tell me what they
Yeah,
are, and
really
for
good.
our listeners at home.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
that's
Yoda
a-
over
This
here.
Yoda.
2002. This
We'll
one.
let
Attack
David
of
do
the
that.
Clones. We've got the drop ships coming in over that first battle scene with the clones.
That's just a 2002.
That's a fancy pin.
Kodak 2003, Creating Magical Memories at Walt Disney World.
Oh, there you go. That has nothing to do
That
with
one's
Star
kinda
Wars.
cool.
That one's less exciting. We've got
Wow, look at
Mickey and
that.
Yoda,
Oh,
both with lightsabers. I think this is in Kingdom Hearts 3, probably.
I like that.
I have to say my line.
Wow.
I'm a person. My name's Anakin.
I hate
Show,
sand.
show, don't tell, Anakin.
75th
Oh, these are
anniversary
cool.
pin
Not-
with the
oh.
lanyard.
With the
Oh,
lanyard.
yeah.
75th anniversary pin with the
You're gonna
lanyard.
like that one.
Okay.
With the what?
With the lanyard.
The lanyard.
And who is that? Oh, that's the
The cow.
when Mickey plays the xylophone on the hippo teeth,
Oh, yes, yes.
I think, or the cow teeth, bull teeth, whatever.
I figured you guys would like those.
That's
so.
very
Thank
cool.
You. That
You're
was very
welcome.
thoughtful.
Nice little
sir.
bounty.
And then the other thing that I picked up, which he was going to throw away.
Oh boy. No.
Oh, wow.
Good heavens.
So again, for people listening,
You guys want to
Oh,
take
I
the
thought
lead
you were
on
gonna say it.
explaining that because you guys probably know more
Yep.
history about that than I do.
We'll take that.
This looked like some dumb cardboard to me.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Wow. So this is the
that's the
early
vintage
bird.
one.
This is actually for real the vintage early bird certificate package.
Yes.
In fact, I was just watching this again on the movie I talked about on the last podcast, Plastic Galaxy. They talk about the history of Kenner and how they, this movie suddenly became a hit and they had to somehow produce toys for the Christmas season. They couldn't make action figures fast enough. So what they did was they sold these early bird kits, which was basically just a cardboard stand with the promise that in a few months when they're ready, you'll get some action figures. So this was $8.88 at JCPenney, so $9. And this was 1977. Like these came out in November of '77, I think.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you in the picture that you had shown me, it showed the date that the person sent it in on, and it said 1/11/77.
77. Yeah.
And I was like, well, that couldn't have been January, but it was probably somebody who writes the date backwards, and it was November 1st.
Oh yeah. 77. Yeah.
So
could've
yeah,
been,
so that fits right, and it's got the sticker.
the stickers
in,
in there, and the cardboard was never been folded or
Wow,
punched.
I'm gonna take it out.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the only bad thing is that it is open. I saw
Yeah,
that
the
unopened
packaging's a
ones
little
are
trashed.
ridiculously priced.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what that would
Oh,
even
yeah, but this-
go for or sell for. But
The it came with these little white little pegs for the holes on the action figures.
oh yeah, okay, so it's
And,
missing those, huh?
It's missing those, but the good thing is that the peg holes aren't punched out.
Right.
I mean, this card is brand new, mint, perfect condition.
Yeah.
They didn't pull off this bottom thing and write their name on this
And you got
Space
that
Club
iconic
card.
picture of Han and Chewie.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, the package is a little trashed, but the card itself, the cardboard, that's like minty. That's beautiful.
I saw people on eBay selling the sticker for $55 to $65
Wow.
on
Oh,
eBay.
yeah.
So.
sticker.
Just for the sticker, yeah.
And look what good condition that's in for being
All of
from
it is.
1977, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so-
Look what good people on podcast. Look how.
Yeah. People listening, look at how nice
yeah,
that is.
see there it is, 1/11/77. I'm like January 11th, but it's
Yeah, they
November
probably
1st.
Okay,
and they wrote it backwards.
there you go.
Very cool.
So I was excited to get that.
That's
I thought that
really
was
awesome.
really cool.
I can't believe somebody didn't want that. I mean, somebody that had this in their collection.
Well, a lot of people don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't. And then the other thing I found with that was Chewy.
Ah, vintage
Got a
Chewy.
vintage Chewy.
Nice.
Gotta
Well,
pay
you got to
on it,
add that
too.
to your collection of Chewies.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
My
Nice
Chewies.
black nose on him.
Not played with?
Just
yeah,
missing
the
his.
Usually his legs turn kind of greenish or something, right? Isn't it?
Yeah,
like on a
he's
vintage one?
he does that a lot.
It's like it's been basically just in storage, for
Yeah.
like 40 years. The
That was cool.
limbs are all super tight. I mean, like minty.
Good one. No
Beautiful.
bowcaster, but
No,
other than that,
that's the other thing. Yeah.
eBay.
And then
Rex
I was
still
gonna
lives
leave
with-
this.
Oh boy.
The most ridiculous Star Wars thing I've ever seen.
Is
Okay.
it Jar Jar?
Oh jeez.
What?
I know these.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello.
There were a lot of those with that collection.
Well, and they were between Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and gosh, what was the other one?
KFC.
KFC. Oh, wow.
So if you're listening, this is a Mace Windu cup?
Cup topper.
Yep.
Cup
Yeah.
topper.
And cup
Well,
topper,
and
yeah.
cup, because his hands
Oh, yeah.
or his skirt are on the bottom.
Did he
That's
ever...
amazing.
Was there ever a lightsaber? No, it was probably your
No.
strong.
Not in the,
So they
Because
had
he's holding his hand like he wants to
like
hold
his,
something. He wants to grab
I don't
something.
even know what they had. So many of those. They had the Jar Jar and the
God.
Captain Tarples,
Amidala. And...
and Anakin
and-
with his pod racer.
And this was episode 1, so he wouldn't have even had the purple lightsaber yet.
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I had to eat at Taco Bell like 6 times to get the Sebulba one, which was all I ever wanted.
Wow.
Taco Bell.
That was funny. So yeah, this is.
I grabbed the Yoda and the R2 one.
Oh, did you?
Mace.
I was gonna grab it, but I had things to do after work today, so I didn't have enough time to go home and grab it.
I thought about the mall, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
I
had
have
them all
one.
on.
I have a mall already.
I mean, they're all very lame as a contemporary collector.
Yeah.
That's not from the hall, but there's your
Oh,
Jango
right on.
Fett book.
My one shot of Jango Fett from the Star Wars Age of Republic line.
And then
Holy
going along with
mackerel,
the
look at this.
vintage.
Wow.
This wasn't part of the haul that we got, but I saw that at Walmart and I thought that'd be a cool
This is awesome.
little puzzle to build. I don't know if you need to take a
1,000-piece
picture of
puzzle.
it for the Daily Fett or not, but
It's not Daily Fett worthy.
I didn't think so
not?
because it's not just him.
He has to be featured very prominent.
Got it. So,
But it's super cool.
10,000
but I thought it'd be
pieces.
cool to.
It's
cool
1,000
to-
pieces.
1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
10,000.
It's 10,000
Like,
pieces.
holy
and they're
cow,
all-
that'd be
Sorry.
microscopic.
And this is
I
a
am sitting
this
far
is
away from you guys.
this is a puzzle of vintage Star Wars figures. By the
Thank
way,
you.
There we go.
By
For
the
our
way, audio
listeners.
people. I'm instantly curious, sort of what collection they found to do this, because they mostly look pretty good, but the sticker on R2 is not the best.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a little trashed. And C-3PO looks a little dirty.
Yeah, I feel like they
Vader's-
could have done better.
Vader's saber is an obvious repro.
And they have a couple Power of the Force figures in there.
And that, I was going to say
There's
that Lando.
Lando
does not fit in.
And
One
then,
of these
um,
figures
they
does
have
not
the-
belong here.
Was the Luke Skywalker Power of the Force with the poncho, or did that come out in the line before Power of the
Where's
Force?
that?
Top right.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's the Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
one, but he doesn't
Okay.
have his poncho there either.
right. No,
yeah.
the poncho's out, but that came out before the Power of the Force line, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the only one that's weird is the Lando, isn't it? Or is
Yeah,
that...
Yeah, the other
that's a
ones
Power
are-
of the Force one, and he's definitely been resewn on his cape.
Yeah.
Weird big head Han,
I had big head Han
did you?
because I never because I had small head Han before that, and
Yeah,
I
I
had
had-
bust off,
Yeah.
and then I got big head Han, and I was like, oh man,
Big
Yeah,
head
that's a
Han.
cool
big
puzzle.
head Han.
That'll be fun. If you bought that for me, I'll pay you back. If not, have fun.
All right, sounds good.
It's 1,000 pieces. That'll
We
take
have
us.
to finish our other puzzle before we start on that one.
Yeah.
All right,
Wow,
so
this is going long. That was quite a
that was quite a
presentation.
long.
you
I know.
made.
Sorry, man. All right,
You
so
ready to
that
wrap
was-
this thing up?
I guess so. Yeah. So, sorry, David. We'll have to have you back another time.
That's fine.
Let's bump our guest. Like, remember they used to do that on the Tonight Show or whatever? You'd be all excited about a guest, and then they'd come to the end of the show, and they'd be like, we'll have to have you
Our
back.
apologies to George Clooney.
And his people.
Yes.
Uh,
All right, so what about you? Anything,
Yeah, go ahead, David.
Anything exciting happening?
So, I'm in a nerdy sci-fi band called Time Crashers, and we just finished recording our second EP yesterday. Yay!
There you go. Very cool.
Wow.
I laid down the accordion parts and had somebody come in and do some saxophone parts, so
Wow.
should be pretty good. That should
Kenny
be
G.
out sometime in the hit. Well, it wasn't soprano sax, which of course is what Kenny G plays that everybody knows. It's a very contemporary reference.
Time Crashers.
Yes, Time Crashers is the name of that band.
And go ahead and plug your website.
It's timecrashers.bandcamp.com is where you can find pretty much all of our music for free always. And we're on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Mostly just posting pictures of toys. And that's
Well, that's
about
cool.
that's about all I have to say about that. It'll be coming out with a comic book sometime in the next year or so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
cool.
did a comic book for the first EP, and this is EP-isode 2, The Edison Paradox.
Wow. So is thematically the music goes with the comic, or?
Not really. Everybody asks that, and the answer is always a sheepish no. But it is all about different periods of time, different time travel things. We've got a hardcore song about Quantum Leap in this one. We've got a love song about Back to the Future, of course, between Marty McFly and his mother.
That sounds sexy.
And of course, we've got a song. Yeah.
Oedipus
Oh
complex
no,
on that.
it's super hot. And we have a song about Jesus Christ riding dinosaurs, which is in the Bible.
Wow.
There you go. That sounds fun.
I have that shirt.
We'll check it out. You have that shirt?
Yeah.
Jesus
Jesus is riding a T-Rex and he's blowing fire. And there's two other ones.
Jesus or the T-Rex?
Well, I wish it was Jesus blowing fire, but it's fire coming out of the T-Rex. So.
Fair enough. The only other thing I have to say is Storm Collectibles and all these cool 6-inch scale fighting figures they're making now.
That is super cool.
I've got Goro sitting on the table right now, which in all of his four-armed glory, super articulated, lots of different hands and heads, and even an alternate ponytail.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
What's the
alternate
line? What's the maker of this?
Storm Collectibles.
And this is the 6-inch line because that's like a 9-inch figure.
Yeah, well, because it's Goro and he's
Yeah, he's
gigantic.
huge.
It's Goro.
Who's Goro?
God.
Who
Did you fall
is
asleep
Goro?
when you played Mortal Kombat?
He never made it
I
that
never
far.
played Mortal Kombat.
I
Goro.
played Mortal Kombat, but I don't remember Goro. I
You
just
didn't make it
played
that
You
far.
didn't make it
beat
that
it.
far. Yeah.
Goro was the
Well, hey.
sub-boss in the first Mortal Kombat game.
That's insulting.
And the mirror match was tough. I get it.
So he's a giant.
Yes, he's a giant guy with 4 arms and doesn't like wearing much clothes. Hangs out in a dungeon and beats the shit out of you until all of your quarters are gone. Is basically his whole deal.
Wow.
He's a cool figure, though.
But they're going full speed ahead with the Mortal Kombat stuff right now. They've got a Baraka and a Johnny Cage coming up. I've already got the reptile figure. They did all the
that's
ninjas
awesome.
because, of course, they're real easy repaints, and
Yeah.
I don't mind that one bit. They've got all the lady ninjas coming up, all the robot ninjas. They do a Tekken line, a Street Fighter line, a King of Fighters line.
Wow.
They did like a Mike Tyson and Hulk Hogan that are all in scale with each other.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
The articulation on that, just looking from afar, I mean, looks like every muscle is articulate. Like you could do just about anything you wanted to with the arm. Well, you know what I'm saying. Within reason.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like his arm is articulated, it looks like in 5 different places.
Yeah, and he's got 4 of them.
Yeah.
It's 20 points of articulation just between the arms.
Do they make... is it just game figures they make, or do they make other
So far-
fantasy figures? Or
So far, aside from the real people that I mentioned, I think they're kind of focusing on fighters, fighting games, and real life fighters for whatever reason, which I think is a really cool way to go because there aren't a lot of really good 6-inch stuff. If anyone's ever collected Mortal Kombat figures before, they usually suck and have sucked for about 25 years.
Yes.
I didn't know they had Mortal Kombat figures.
That's yeah.
because
Do they have
suck.
Stargate
Yeah, they
figures?
suck, so even
Oh,
people
yeah.
that like them don't even buy them
Do they
because
have
they're
Pac-Man
just...
figures?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Asteroids figures?
No, actually.
Space
no.
Invaders?
I don't think so.
Plushies, maybe.
I mean, how much are you going to articulate Pac-Man?
He's at least got the 2.
I know. That's about it.
Very cool.
That is super
Where do you have to get those like from the company, or can you buy
So,
those in stores?
They're definitely not showing up in big box stores yet, although it's cool that places like Target are doing stuff with NECA and Figuarts, some of the cool Bandai stuff. But right now, I got this guy from Entertainment Earth. I got my reptile from Brad's Toys in town. That's pretty much your only game, is the smaller shops and the online retailers for those guys.
Right on.
Yeah, we've been bit by the NECA bug
Oh, yeah.
lately with all the predators, and Rob's got some of the
Aliens.
aliens, and they're super cool. We have one right here.
Yes, the blue predator.
The blue predator.
I'm excited that they're doing these. These are from the Alien vs. Predator arcade game, which was like a side-scroller beat-em-up. I had the top 5 high scores at the Boomtown arcade when that existed.
Was that here in town?
Yeah, well, it's called the Silverton now, but it was called the Boomtown 15 years plus ago.
Yeah.
And they're doing the aliens from this line, which are all a bunch of weird sub-bosses that they had to come up with just for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Dutch, who in this game has a giant robot machine gun arm.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Wow.
They're coming out with the aliens, too, though, aren't they? For
Yeah.
this one, too? This line? I thought so.
Yeah, I think the next aliens wave from NECA is going to be 3 of the mini-bosses from that game.
Very cool. And I saw that they're for Rab and Patty. For Rab and Patty.
It's a thing now.
I guess I'm from Boston. Now for Rab and Patty. I don't know what kind of accent is that. Anyway, for the two of you, they're releasing the big predator from the last movie.
From the Predator?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
that
it'll
we
be-
just watched. So it's in this scale, but it's
But
going to
amped
be
up.
yeah,
Improved
Hulk Predator.
Wow.
Wow.
It'll be expensive.
Yeah, but I'll get it.
Good.
Oh.
I'll borrow it.
Love that.
I'll borrow it and take pictures with it. Okay.
So you had a thing or two you wanted to talk about or mention, yes?
Oh, well, I was just going to talk about if anybody had been watching any sports games over the last weekend and might
can't
have
say the word.
seen,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we could get
you
sued.
might have
There was
encountered
a big game.
some trailers and
we call it the
teasers
Mega
for
Bell?
movies and TV shows. And we won't spend a lot of time on this, but obviously Captain Marvel saw, a great trailer on
Now,
that.
was that a new?
I think it may
New
have
footage,
been,
yeah,
there's
it
some
had a
new
little
footage.
bit of new
Stuff in
footage,
there.
but most of it, I don't know.
Most of it was pretty good, but
Can I ask you a
it's still
question?
cool. Yeah.
She's just a person, right? What's her deal?
I mean,
Yeah.
we're all just people, Robert.
She was a.
You're gonna find out March 8th.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for the movie, but
Yeah,
yeah.
no, we're gonna find out March 8th.
She's more than a person.
Like
You're thinking
any
of Anakin.
superhero,
Anakin's a person.
He's a person.
Yeah,
He
his
hates
name's
sand.
Anakin,
he's
but yeah.
hardly a person.
Stuff makes him mad.
Avengers Endgame. Oh my God, it's 30 seconds that changed my life. How many questions?
I would be 100% fine if this and the last trailer were all they showed from the movie.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
There's
please
nobody
don't show anymore.
The perfect trailer for this movie is Infinity War.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you see that, you want to see the next one.
Yeah. You don't need
I think the
another
less said,
trailer.
the better.
I think
agree.
I
Frank
was
agrees.
left with the most lingering question: is what the heck were
Careful, because Frank doesn't do that.
what were Iron Man
Earmuffs.
and Nebula up to?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
They were up to something.
Building a soapbox derby racer, probably.
Something,
Soapbox
and that
Nation.
was the one that lingered the most for me. I mean, obviously you have like a 2 or 3 second clip of all these different things, from the Statue of Liberty to the stadium. What was that? The Met Stadium or something?
Mm-hmm.
Like all these things. Lobsters. What's with all the lobsters? There's
I
a
don't know if
main
I saw
connection.
that one.
Rocket opens the door, and there are just all these lobster traps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Watch it slow.
All right.
Watch it slow. So
You mean
all
watch
these,
it in slow motion?
Yes,
funny.
I'm sorry, in slow motion. So all these lingering questions, but yeah, the Iron Man and Nebula thing was one of the ones that lingered the most for me.
I just love all these tearjerker lines, like these empowering lines.
I
like,
know.
everyone gives up, but we don't. I'm like, whew. It's like, all right.
It's an emotional 30
It's like a Rocky
seconds,
movie.
man. Only better.
Only better.
Maybe they're
and then-
gonna just bring in Rocky to beat up Thanos in the ring.
Hey,
Hey, it's Thanos.
And then Us, the new one coming from
yeah.
Jordan
Made
Peele.
Apollo disappear.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna make you disappear.
That's
That was good.
that's actually really good.
That was good.
So that's my pitch for Avengers 4 Rocky 7.
I think it's higher than that.
So I'm really excited for Us, that new horror
Have you guys seen the
movie.
trailer for that?
No,
The
I
dude
don't
who
think
did
so.
Get Out?
I didn't watch the event that you were talking about, so.
You didn't watch the big game?
No.
But
Well, I don't
did
watch.
you
I
look
don't watch
sports
sports.
Afterwards,
I watched
for-
Can I say the thing that happens in the middle that everyone
Puppy Bowl?
that everyone complains about?
could say
the
You can say
musical.
halftime.
Okay, I watched the
don't know,
halftime
can
show. Yeah.
Boy, did that suck.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just my
We
opinion.
don't want to upset
It
viewers.
was okay.
You know.
I don't know why you kept stripping after every song, but whatever.
He thought he was Janet Jackson.
No, there was no.
It's wearing the same pattern that I have on my pillows on my couch.
TMI, Frank.
Had my halftime.
All right, sorry.
Halftime pillow.
We digress.
No, that's okay. So anyway, really excited over Us. And then, oh my gosh, coming to TV, Jordan Peele is doing the new Twilight Zone reboot, but it's only going to be on
I saw
CBS
that.
streaming. But we're for darn sure going to stream that because I want to check it out. I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring to it and what this new reboot will have.
Very cool.
So those were some. Obviously, Toy Story 4 is coming out this summer. A couple of other movies that looked exciting, but definitely the superhero ones and then that Twilight Zone. Those were the things I was most excited about.
Very cool. I have to give a shout out to Michelle because speaking of streaming,
Yes.
I finally started watching a TV show.
Which one?
I started watching Runaways.
Oh,
It's really good.
Yeah.
On Hulu. Yeah.
all right.
Super cool. So
There you go.
there you go, Michelle. That one's for you.
There's
I'm
your
watching it
shout
for
out.
you.
All right.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right. So now we're ready to wrap it up? No.
Moving right along.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna delve
We're gonna-
into our topic.
Yeah,
We're
let's-
gonna keep it moving.
Sounds good. Go for
All
it,
right.
man.
Me?
Yeah. You look like you're ready to
No,
take the
I'm
bull
not
by the
ready for
horns and
anything.
move on.
No, definitely not me. Are you done? Is that all you had?
Yes, I mean, I could go on and
You could
on,
go on
so I'm
forever.
reining it in.
Yeah. All right. So we're
Hey.
going to talk about hunting. The
Yeah,
hunt.
the hunt.
The thrill of the hunt.
All right.
I
I'm
like
familiar.
I like how it
Hashtag
sounds
craven.
so exciting. We're going to go hunting in the wild.
I know. It sounds like we actually have like gear and
Yeah.
Camo.
I tell
Boots.
my wife, honey, I'm going hunting. And then I go to Goodwill and
Yes.
pour through the toy aisle with the 4-year-olds, and I'm like, get out of here, man! There could be a Galactic Heroes in this bag.
That's what we text the girls. They're like, "What are you guys doing today?" "We're hunting," and they know exactly what that means.
That was definitely one of those slow burn things for me to get used to, because when I first heard people start saying that, I'm like, I'm not saying that. That's ridiculous, but then that's just what it is. So
yeah, you're going out.
That's right.
Lately, I've been hunting like this.
Oh, so
hi.
Rick is on his cellular device.
he's doing a pantomime, implying that
Evil
everything
Day.
he buys is on eBay or
So as
other.
opposed to brick and mortar.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Rick and
so
Morty.
I have to- that's where I got most of these. This is the new Marvel Legends line. Well, one of the newest, the Spider-Man one, and I've been having a hard time finding it in stores. So, and I don't care about the Build-A-Figure. Everyone else really does. So David could probably talk more about that.
And if you're willing to buy them loose, you can usually get a pretty good deal online. A lot of the bigger online retailers have started offering loose figures so that they can sell the Build-A-Figure on its own, which I don't mind at all, because it usually saves a few bucks. And all I really wanted was Night Thrasher and Red Goblin from this
Yeah.
wave, so makes it easy on me.
Yeah, I got Night Thrasher for about $12.
Nice.
So
Cool.
Did he come with his own skateboard?
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Sweet.
His battle damage.
I was telling Frank, because you and I were discussing this before, and I was telling Frank, I was like, yeah, I'm probably the only one that really wants a Night Thrasher figure. I don't know if anyone else that really knows.
See, but
I've
this
never
is
heard of Night.
this is one of the beautiful things about Marvel Legends is I'm learning how many people love Night Thrasher as much as I do. Now, if I could just find people who knew and loved Batroc the Leaper, we'd be sad.
I don't even know what you just said. Bat Truck the Leaper?
Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah.
He's
a
he's a Frenchman in a bright purple suit, and his power is jumping real good.
And usually shows up in Captain America books.
Yeah, I think he was
right?
he was a Cap villain first. He's in the second Captain America
Yeah,
movie.
he is on the boat.
Really?
Yeah. And it was sort of when I decided I loved the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not just because he was in it, but when they were fighting, I was like, oh, here it comes. Cap's going to be like, boy, you're a leaper. or something ridiculous like that. And he didn't. He just
No.
beats him up, and then
Yeah,
that's the end
that
of
was
it.
it.
And I was like, good job.
Well played.
But about hunting.
Yes. Back to the hunt.
So, we met David when we were shooting our pilot for our television show, which, you know, as an aside, if you want to see a show about toys, go check out our sizzle reel. It's on Vegas Toy Squad's YouTube page. Check it out. Share it with your friends. We've got the idea. We just need somebody to pick the show up and buy it.
I'm in it.
And
At
David's
least
in
that
it.
one.
Very briefly, but
But he's
I mean, not very briefly. But anyway, so, and you used to work for a local toy shop here in town.
Yep, worked for Rogue Toys for a couple of years.
And that's how you cut your teeth Or were your teeth already cut by that point?
Oh, I mean, that's the reason I got hired there was because my teeth were so well cut at that point.
So that's what they look for?
Yeah, more.
Rogue?
I mean, you have to have at least a decent idea of what you're looking at when somebody brings you a, box of nonsense.
Sure.
We've never done that.
So, but you've since parted ways and gone off to do your own thing now, right?
Yep, I've just been selling toys for myself on eBay for the past few months, and it's going pretty good.
Right on.
Nice.
Who would have thought that pocketing all the profits would work out well?
There are so many people selling toys on eBay.
Oh, sure.
You have to be the one person who cuts everybody else's price, right? Or what? I mean, not to...
A lot of times, yeah, and as long as you can sort of afford to do that, it's, not really that big a deal. And if you're out and finding stuff and doing a good job of it, then you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, that if I'm going to go to eBay to buy something, I'm always going to look for just the lowest priced one.
Oh, yeah.
Or the one that accepts an offer, and then I'll shoot them some kind of crazy lowball offer or whatever. But, so it's like... I don't understand how, people can make such a good living on eBay when basically you just have to keep lowering. Everybody has to lower their price lower than the guy before them. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's definitely the case for anything there's a ton of floating around out
Right.
there. The real money is in the stuff that isn't.
Hard to get.
Yeah, I recently started, I picked up a bunch of 6-inch toys from Shocker Toys, which is a pretty obscure line that has an incredibly troubled history that... aren't a lot of, even if you looked on eBay right now, you'd probably find one or two of each individual figure. And I was able to pick those up at a deal and turn them around for, a couple $100 profit a piece, and there you go.
Wow.
Bob's your uncle.
There we go. So when you go hunting now, do you specifically go hunting for your eBay store, or do you do a little both for yourself and the store?
I started doing this in the first place just for my own collection, and I still do. I don't really do the retail hunting for anything that I'm going to be selling. One, because it's silly and pointless unless I'm planning on sitting on stuff for a while. Mm-hmm. That's where you do get into that problem where you sort of have to undercut other people, and it's not really feasible. But, sometimes you just come across cool stuff at an estate sale or... a toy shop that doesn't necessarily know what they've got and turn a little bit of profit on it.
Nice.
Very cool.
Oh, you look like you were going to say something that you looked at me. For those of you listening at home, Rob gave me the look like he was going to continue the conversation and then nodded his head.
That was a lull. An official...
Lulls happen. They're just an organic part of conversation.
Thank you for clearing that up.
That's what I'm here for.
It was I'll say it was a pretty good season for clearance stuff. If anybody else was out hunting Black Series stuff, Ross ended up putting a bunch of stuff up for $3 a piece. A bunch of Black Series figures.
A bunch? Because all I ever saw was General Leia.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was definitely the one who stuck around for the longest.
Yeah, she's still there. There's a couple of them.
I can't even pay $3 for this. I mean, if I saw the weapon somewhere, I'd probably pay $3 for the weapon. But the whole package, I couldn't do.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I mean, the thing is, I already picked up a few of her when she was down to 5. So now that she's dropped down to 3, I'm like, I guess I'm good. But I got a bunch of the original trilogy Snow Troopers for $3 a piece.
Oh, wow. That's
got
really
myself
good.
a little army of those.
Did you bring one of those for me?
I'll
give you 5.
If you want it, I'll turn that profit.
I'll turn that profit.
It's actually sitting right over there.
Oh yeah! Wow, look at that in the box. Actually, I do have a couple of those, but I didn't get them for $3. Damn.
Yeah. Well, it was a much more cost-effective way to army build those. I do a lot of army building with the Black Series, and the only way to do that is to wait for stuff to clearance or pick it up loose or trade another collector. So it's something I've become pretty attuned to.
Stormtroopers are the thing everybody wants to army build, and those things are expensive, man.
Oh yeah, even though they keep re-releasing them.
You can't get one for less than $30.
That's why I stick to the tiny ones.
Yeah.
Stick to the tiny ones.
I seriously have 2 armies of stormtroopers.
So what do you do when you build an army? I mean, do you use them you just make a display out of them? Do you do photography? Is it just
I don't do the
so you
photography.
can admire it?
And my mouth gets tired from doing the explosion noises, so I don't play with them much anymore. So I've got like some nice little IKEA shelving units set up where I've got sort of a Republic Army, Empire, First Order, Resistance, etc.
Oh, very cool. Kind of
That's
like
awesome.
your Scout Trooper army.
Yes, I like Scout Troopers.
I know. Those
They
are
haven't
cool.
done a Black Series Scout Trooper.
Yeah,
they
they
have.
did, but only with the
With the bike.
With the bike.
Which,
That's right.
which incidentally ended up getting clearance down to about $10 at one point. So I ended up picking up about 6 of those.
Oh, really? I never saw those.
Was that at Toys R Us?
GameStop mostly.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
GameStop has, the last few times I've been in there, they have some really good stuff on clearance as
Yeah.
far as, you just got to get in there, I guess. I guess it's all timing, really.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, just check clearance sections often if you're out hunting for stuff. And, give it a 5-minute look over, head on home, try again when you're there in a week, and eventually something cool will pop
yeah.
up.
So what's like a typical hunting route for you? Like, do you have places that you particularly go to on certain days? Is there a...
You want to give out his secrets?
Well, yeah, you don't have to get on any of your tried and true...
I wish I had more retail secrets, but I really don't. People always sort of try to tell me, like, oh, no, you got to go to Walmart's on Thursday night. That's when they're unloading the pallets. Or I never even remember the days. But
Yeah.
I never keep any sort of schedule with anything, especially because sometimes I just don't feel like going out and looking at toys. So I'll go whenever the moment strikes me and hit a couple retail spots, hit some of the local shops, and try to hit some yard sales and estate sales. And of course, the Broadacre swap meet has always been really good to me.
And Frank.
And Frank. We finally got some really good Lego sets out there. I really haven't found any... Well, I guess I haven't been out there as much as you.
I picked up.
Maybe
some
that's why,
great
because
Lego
David's there
sets.
before us.
Probably.
And he
Yeah.
gets all the good stuff.
Brings it all out.
And
I
just
don't-
left with the corn in the cup.
I don't make it
night
over
Bob's
there.
your uncle.
Yeah.
Bob was not my uncle that day.
I don't make it out there nearly as much as I would like to, but the real gold is if you're willing to paw through some bins, especially from the people who aren't there every week. That's where the real gold is the people who are just, I found a bunch of crap in my attic. I'm going to come out this weekend, set up a booth, try to sell it, and sometimes they got some amazing stuff in there.
Hey, we should do that.
I think we've talked about that, haven't we?
I don't know
think
if
so.
I knew we could do
Yeah.
just one. I thought you had to make a commitment. You can just do one
Oh,
weekend out there?
I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about just going out there and hunting.
Well, I'm talking about selling.
Selling?
Yeah, whatever crap we don't sell at the Toy Con.
Yeah, for individual days, you basically just go and show up and line up in your cars, and they give out spots as they're available to the people that are lined up.
Wait, it don't even cost cash money?
No, it does.
Oh,
It's like $30 or something.
Oh,
Well, it used to be. I don't know how it was.
Yeah, honestly,
back in the day, I looked.
I haven't tried it in probably 15 years, so I have zero idea what the price is at this point.
We noticed that when we went to Frank & Sons that there was a lot of booths with just bins. And, if you were willing to just start
Get on your knees and
Yep.
yeah.
opening up bins, there's probably some good stuff in there. You just...
Have
Yeah.
you been to
Well,
Frank
do
and
it.
Son?
A couple times now. We actually went as one of the Rogue Squadron trips out there.
Oh, nice.
Are you still involved with that?
No.
Did you guys almost get kicked out?
Did you? Is
Yes.
that what this is?
It's our badge of honor.
Yeah,
That's our leading question.
sort of.
What did you already tell the story on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, then tell it to me later.
It was just a,
Sorry,
Had
I
to
just
bring
had
it
to,
up.
I just had to ask.
We'll brief it. There was an incident with a knockoff Lego sales lady.
She was overzealous about
And
the
you were
camera.
like, "You're a phony."
No,
I
we were
wanted
actually,
to
they were
be.
going to buy stuff,
We
and
had
I was
stuff to buy.
filming,
Oh,
and she didn't
She got pretty aggressive.
she didn't like
she
us
didn't
being-
want Lego to see that.
No, she did not.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
So the getting kicked out thing was a little exaggerated, but
But it sounds better if you say it that way.
She told us we were going to get kicked out.
Yeah,
so
she told us we were going to. So
That's
you
true,
know,
yeah.
In her mind.
And she said if we went to China, we'd get
we'd be
arrested.
thrown in
Yes.
jail.
So I don't know how she knows that. She must have people over
That's
there.
where she got
so.
over Legos. We discussed that.
That's right. She's
I
got
know.
connections.
We just want the Stan Lee minifigure knockoff. Just leave us alone.
Still got to get that, by the way. Oh.
That's too funny. What have you been collecting lately? I know you mentioned the fighting figures, but is there any other line that has really got you excited? Stuff that you're looking for your own personal stuff?
So right now, I'm still absolutely obsessed with the Shocker Toys line. They are.
I was going
I'm
to
going to go
look
look
at
this up.
Look it up because they're really cool figures, and unfortunately, they have such a weird history. I mean, I'm not going to get into it all, but like lots of lawsuits, lots of people not getting paid. They had to change their name at one point, and they were trying to sell figures that they no longer had licenses to.
Like the Tick?
Yeah, like the Tick,
Oh, okay.
which I've actually got over in that box there.
Oh, there he is.
You want me to grab it?
Yeah, go for it. And he's also a 6-inch scale figure. Stands a little
nice.
taller because
Oh, wow.
he is the Tick. Super articulated. They were sort of meant to be contemporaries with Marvel Legends, DC Universe, etc.
That's awesome.
And they did Scud the Disposable Assassin. They did the Max, Dick Tracy. Some really cool stuff. And unfortunately, most of the figures didn't end up getting released. Lots of people made pre-orders for them and then never got their figures.
Oh, that's too bad.
And a lot of them go for some pretty crazy money now if you can actually find them.
I would have to open that up.
But I've already got
Yeah,
them
you said
open.
you open everything. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
This is just great. I don't know if you
120
get
for this guy on eBay. They're
Wow.
asking.
Well, this
Yeah.
is nice because it's got. We talked about this on the last show. That package where you can slip it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it
you
out.
don't have
Still
to
in the
ruin
display.
the box.
It's very clearly made sort of with collectors in mind. These, almost certainly never would have hit retail like big box stores, even if all that stuff hadn't have happened. But
I'm surprised because didn't the series that they released on Amazon didn't that get pretty popular, or am I just imagining that?
I mean,
Tick.
in my small circle, it's very popular because it's really good.
Yeah.
But
Patrick Warburton.
no, that was
the original,
God,
too.
what? Not even the original.
Oh.
There was a early '90s cartoon and early 2000s live action show with Patrick Warburton, and now the new one, which is on Amazon.
That is pretty cool.
That's really cool.
So, is Shocker Toys no longer
face.
functioning?
Definitely not. Shocker Toys dissolved, and then basically started a new company that was exactly the same but under a different name, so that the person who was running it could say, "Oh no, that was a different company. You gave your money to them. I don't owe you anything." And
Pretty awesome.
yeah, they're great figures. Unfortunately, all that stuff happened, but they're still floating around out there. I'm trying to get the Scud figure for less than $200, and it's not easy.
So would that be like one of your Grail pieces?
Oh yeah. The cool thing about those, I mean, they're only about 10 years old, so they'll still turn up somewhere. I was able to find a New Mexico comic shop that just had some sitting on the pegs, and
Wow.
yeah.
So, do you do a lot of traveling, for your hunting, or is that for other purposes, or?
I do hunting whenever I'm in another city, and usually I'll just be in another city either because I'm playing a show, or I'm seeing a show, or I'm just visiting someone else. Okay. But every city's a good opportunity to check out some stuff. I don't need to tell anybody who's ever hunted in Vegas. We didn't have a lot of kids here in the 70s, so there's not a lot of vintage Star Wars just hanging out in people's attics.
This is true.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's why it's kind of a wasteland here, unless people brought their stuff with them, which I think a lot of people did.
Which some did, but of course the good stuff, the primo hunting stuff is the stuff that people just have had since it came out. It's just been sitting in their house and they just found it and they want to get rid of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because obviously at the point at which somebody knows what they've got, you're going to pay whatever the going retail value for it is, maybe more.
I love the Star Wars collectors that have all the Episode 1 stuff and they think they're sitting on a gold mine.
Oh, you don't got to tell me. I worked at a toy shop where every day I had to turn away people with Episode 1 stuff and Power of the Force 2 stuff.
It says Star Wars on it.
I know.
It's got to be worth money.
Well, and especially, like, I get it. When those stuff came out, all the vintage stuff was going for a lot of money.
Right.
They've waited approximately the same amount of time to sell their stuff.
Yeah.
Logically, it should
be.
But, yeah, we all know how that story ends.
The power
Lots of
the
Beanie
Force.
Babies, too. Lots of turning away people with Beanie Babies.
What would be, other than when you mentioned Star Wars and the Beanie Babies, what were some other ones that people come in thinking they've got, gold and
They don't.
and it's just any other lines that people think is real hot, and then they bring it to you guys and sorry man, it's really not.
There's nothing as prolific as those two.
Okay.
Lots of the 90s Star Trek stuff, too. The Playmates series.
Oh, yeah. Those are kind of weird looking.
I kind of love them because they're basically just Ninja Turtles, but of Star Wars or Star Trek characters.
Did they use the same molds?
They didn't.
Okay.
That would have been great. Spock with
funny,
the little
yeah.
three-fingered hand.
Well, he's going like this.
How could he do? Yeah, how could he do his thing?
But they all have accessories that are all molded in the same color, the same way the Ninja Turtles figures were. And they're all, 5 points of articulation.
Right.
Kind of a little short and stout looking, stouter than they should be. Mm-hmm. But I love the line as far as just nostalgic purposes, but they're all worthless.
Take your Picard and leave.
And, people always love when something's in the news or they're about to make a new movie of something. People think, oh, I've got it now.
Right.
I've got some Power Ranger toys. A new Power Ranger movie just came out. I'm in the clear. And, some Power Ranger stuff is worth something, but, your Red Ranger with no accessories that your dog chewed up. Nobody wants it, and the very bad Power Rangers movie that came out isn't going to help that.
Right. Wow. What's Power Rangers? There are some Power Rangers that's worth...
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking sort of, a lot of the Green Ranger stuff is pretty good, and if you've got stuff that's actually in a nice package,
Yeah.
we would see a decent amount of stuff just in package, but very rarely stuff that's nice.
What about, was there ever anything that you came across, either hunting wise or through retail, that you were actually surprised somebody had that made you say, "Wow, this is really cool"?
Oh, sure. One of the other fun things about working there was that you would just get to see really cool stuff all the time. You'd turn away 3 people with Beanie Babies, and then somebody would come in with, like, a Buck Rogers inflatable remote-controlled Twickie.
Oh, my gosh. Beady, 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 beady.
That's right, Buck.
Okay, Buck. Which unfortunately wasn't something I was able to purchase for the store because they wanted approximately what the retail value for it was.
Yeah.
That happens a lot because, people look it up on eBay. They say it's going for this. I got to tell them, well, that's probably about what we'd be selling it for. But
It's like, how do people not make that...
Understand that, yeah.
That's
Right.
a very simple concept that,
Here's one of the weird things I've noticed working in a store. People don't seem to understand that it's a business sometimes.
Right.
Here's a quote I get a lot, and it's a true thing, but it doesn't necessarily make sense. Step in, look around. Wow, you really love toys. I feel like, do you walk into grocery stores and be like, man, you guys love to eat. What's with all this food around?
That's a really good point.
Did you see the pasta aisle? They must really be keen on pasta.
I've had to really explain to people that, no, I can't pay that for it, even though that's what it's worth, because I'm not just going to keep it and put it on a shelf.
Right.
I need to be able to sell it to somebody.
Yeah. I try to explain all, because even being a collector, people are like, "Oh my gosh, your collection must be worth something." It's like, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay. So trying to find somebody pay that top dollar, like, really.
These are all arbitrary, made-up numbers that
Right.
are just sort of agreed upon by consensus.
Yeah.
Too funny.
All right, so
We're like having a lot of lulls.
No,
I keep expecting you to pop out the questions. Usually you're such
I was distracted by the pasta.
are you hungry, Rick?
I'm still thinking about the,
I was thinking about the Yantis. Be like, oh, you guys have a lot of tires. You guys like cars?
Wow, how'd you guys get all these cars?
So, do you have like an anecdote, something like, you remember from the store, something funny, something wild. What's
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I worked at all 3 of the stores that were open when I was working there, and one of them is on Las Vegas Boulevard, and shit got weird often.
Yeah.
I had a guy who I was trying to fix a lock one day. I had a can of WD-40 out, and I saw a guy drink some of it right in front of me. Came in, bought a water, topped himself off with the WD-40, took a big swig, went on his way.
Wow.
Alrighty then.
Only in Las Vegas.
Wow.
I got to meet Drake there. I sold him a bunch of
really?
Star Wars toys. Yeah.
Drake collects Star Wars, huh?
I don't think he does because he kind of deferred to my wisdom as far as what to buy. I ended up selling him a few Disney Store Elite Series figures. I'm sorry, Drake, they're not very good figures. I probably should have told you. No, I didn't. Well, he bought the 6-inch Black Series TIE Fighter was the thing that he was interested in, and so he wanted some good stuff to go with it. So I sold him like the 6-inch Ray and one of the pilots for the TIE Fighter. One of the Poe Damerons, a couple other stuff, and he bought a couple lightsabers.
See, I wish they would make a good Poe figure. I've yet to find one that, because he's out of all the new characters, he's probably my favorite new character, and I've always wanted to get a 6-inch figure
You
of
don't
him.
like
But
his-
I don't
I
like
like-
any of the sculpts. I don't like any of the paint. It's just like, eh.
Here, for my money, the best 6-inch Poe figure is the pilot one with the head from the one from the 2-pack swapped onto him.
Oh, okay.
Is probably the best looking one.
So you're gonna have to kit bash and put them together. That's fun. Yeah, because I was looking because I found one just a couple weeks ago and it was out of the package and it was really good price, but I was just like,
Don't like it.
no, it looked like his face was dirty and
Now, which one was this?
the one with the jacket.
The jacket from the first.
Yes, from the
Okay.
first one. Yeah. And
The-
I just didn't like the way that they had the stubble. It just looked like they just
Oh yeah.
kind of smeared it
He's
on.
fighting a rebellion, man. He's like,
Well, when
you
they
expect him to be.
when they started doing the figures for the new movies, the quality of all of them just went down the toilet for a bit. If you look at some of those paint apps, especially on the very first set of like the very first wave they released on those, stormtroopers with like black spots just all over them and
Are we talking about
missing.
First
and-
Order stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, that's the thing. The orange line and the blue line stuff is fantastic. The quality control's good. Paint apps look nice. The articulation is great on all of them. And then you get to the
Is it the red and
Force
black
Awakens
boxes,
stuff.
the new smaller boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're starting to get better.
Okay.
They're starting to get a lot better now. Some of the more recent figures they put out are fantastic looking. But unfortunately, there's a real dark period there where they're not great looking figures, unfortunately.
That's so weird though because I mean Hasbro does Legends and
Yeah.
Legends is usually
which
really
were
good.
solid throughout those years.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to rush them out to like capitalize on a new movie and
That's true.
tons of new fans. I mean, almost everybody I know started collecting Black Series figures when the new movie was about to come out. When The Force Awakens was about to come out. And so they were producing way more of those. It was supposed to be this very cool collector line. Like premium figures up to that point.
Right.
And then they were selling so many of them, I think they just sort of let it get away from them.
Hello?
Oh,
That doesn't happen very
that
often.
doesn't happen. Should we take a pause?
No.
He's gonna turn it
Yeah.
off. Oh,
It's the phone that wouldn't die.
It's haunted.
Sorry, that's Hasbro calling to...
yeah. That's like we were gonna sponsor your podcast, but not now. Come on.
Sorry
son.
about that. Technical glitch. Back to business.
Too funny.
But yeah, a lot better now. They've updated their face painting technology, which they're also doing on the Legends, which looks great for a $20 mass-produced figure.
Yeah, it does. It looks really cool. They're doing some good.
Is the Puma.
Good stuff. There's the
Looks
Puma.
just like everybody's favorite Spider-Man villain, the Puma.
I know. Most people are like, "Who's the Puma?"
I never heard of him.
In
It looks cool.
the 90s...
He's super cool, man. He's like a Thundercat.
Yeah.
He does look like a Thundercat.
The 90s did a lot of, well, we've already basically got a villain like this, but let's just do another one.
Yeah. Oh man, when Marvel did that in the comics, there was like how many different versions of Thor,
Oh, yeah.
Thunderstrike, Beta Ray Bill. It was like all these different, same Same character, just a little bit different. Kind of funny.
I'm very excited about that Beta Ray Bill figure coming out.
Yeah, that should be cool. I'm excited that the X-Men ones that are coming out too. Those are.
Oh yeah,
Gambit and
Jubilee, Forge even.
Yeah, that'll be cool because I don't think they've done a Legends figure Forge for a while.
They did that one with the 2-pack.
Yeah.
Back when Hasbro first took over the license. The Legends also, when Hasbro first took over, the Legends were not great figures.
No, they weren't.
But they pulled it back, and now they're, it's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, they're doing really well with them. There's a lot coming out. Professor X.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, with the hover chair. The
I know
90s.
I know who
90s
that is.
hover chair. Oh, you know.
I know
Cartoon
Professor
version.
X.
Yes, the cartoon. Well, that's what's so cool is because most of them are the 90s X-Men. So you can do some really...
Yeah, they finally figured out that people want to put together a 90s X-Men team. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
The most iconic X-Men team is the one people might want to put together.
Exactly. I only had a cartoon and everything else for it. That was awesome. You guys ready to get into our
I'll do it.
verses? Or any final thoughts before we move on to our verses? Rob's like,
I have to check the score.
oh. He's doing
3-2.
double duty.
Vegas Golden Knights, 3-2. It's because I put
All
my
right.
lucky shirt on.
I almost wore that shirt today, too.
I'm glad you didn't.
But actually, it would have been kind of cool because we could have bookend.
Yeah, that's true.
We could've-
And I have my chance here.
There you go.
I'm like, I'm not taking any chances. I'm bringing Chance up.
It's a stuffed Chance.
And yes, my little stuffed Chance.
For those
So
of you listening,
I just realized I have 2 lizard men on the table.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Bosque
look at
and
that.
Chance.
Chance does kind of look like, is he related
Yeah,
to
there's an
Bosque?
opportunity
Yeah.
there.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's
that too.
aliens, but
But, okay,
Yeah, they
Mulder.
could be.
Good job, Mulder.
They could be brothers.
I just have Skeletor.
Ah,
If you could find one, you could
I
do
was like, who's that?
do one of our whatchamacallits from the last episode. You can paint it and everything, and it'll just look like Chance.
make him. Yeah, I could make do a custom Chance
Boss
out of
Chance.
Boss.
Do a chance with 2 C's at the end.
Yeah, there you go.
Chance. So, anyways, I was
Alright,
just checking
That's
the
how
score.
Popeye says chance.
Have you seen that new Popeye figure?
Oh my god, yes.
That thing
The-
is awesome.
I
His
didn't even-
skin looks like friggin' skin.
Are you going to get it?
No, it's $100 and some bucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
I didn't
expensive.
even talk about those Mezco figures, but yeah, for 6-inch stuff, they're trying to basically do for, what Sideshow did for 12-inch figures, for 6-inch figures.
Have you seen the Popeye figure?
No. It's the only Mezco ones that I've seen have been, don't they do the ones, the 12-1 ones, the 12-inch ones with like the cloth costumes and stuff like that? Like all the superhero ones?
If you're talking about the 112 line,
Yes.
those are the 6-inch figures.
Those are 6-inch?
Exactly. Like,
Wow.
when you see them online, you wouldn't even know
I
because
thought
they're
that
so
they were-
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Cloth outfits. The only one I've got is the Old Man Logan one, but he comes with a leather duster,
Wow.
cowboy hat, a baby Hulk to ride around on his back.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't know why I didn't see. I want to get the because I'm a big fan of Black Adam.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
know they did a Black Adam one that looks really cool. So
Definitely look
to
at
try
one
to
in
get.
person because I'm sold on them, but yes, they're expensive as hell.
right. Yeah,
You
because
gotta-
they're like in the $100 range, I believe. Right.
For the most part. That's
Look
it.
up the Popeye figure. Look
Oh,
it
yeah.
up and check it out. It's amazing. Yeah, and it comes with like 20 accessories between hands and pipes and spinach.
If you want like a more like realistic Popeye and like a wool turtleneck and like fisherman's hat, you
Yeah.
can do that, or you could do the
Yeah.
classic white suit, white hat.
Wow.
Everybody's been photographing him now on Instagram. I'm seeing
Yeah.
all these toy photographs of all this new Popeye figure. It's really cool.
All right.
So
All right. Well, there you go. Check them out. Let's go. And
yes,
it's the 112 line.
Yeah,
That's what it's
112.
called. Okay.
1/12 the size of a regular Popeye.
All right. That's right. Oh, we went through that on the last podcast.
We
didn't
did.
We did. I guess I
you
should have remembered.
demystified those.
That's right. We
for
did
people.
mystify it. All right. So anyway, we're going to get going on our verses. Because we know we're all hunters up here. Hunting is usually something that we like.
We're
Usually
hunter gatherers.
No matter where you. That's right. Hunter gatherer.
We hunt and we gather the toys.
I feel like Tim the Toolman Taylor. That's an old '90s reference.
That's probably the only people that are watching us.
Probably, but anyway, we know that no matter where we go hunting, it usually ends up in some kind of a good time. But, and this is for you, Frank, you have to pick one this time.
All right.
You can't be like...
I will.
No waffling.
both sides.
Okay. What do I sound like to you?
Which is exactly
No,
what you
I
sound
just-
like.
I'm joking.
You don't sound like
I'm
that,
joking.
but you know me and my
I know.
weird voices. So anyway, we have a triple threat match for our verses
Oh, boy.
today. All right, if we're going to go hunting, all right, where would you prefer to hunt if you had to pick one? A toy specialty shop.
This is not a big major retailer,
Right.
but a mom and pop.
Mom and pop toy specialties.
Okay.
Or comic toy specialty, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
A secondhand store, like a thrift store.
Your
or-
Savers, your Goodwill.
Yeah, or, swap meets, those kind of things. Or one of those fancy cons.
Those are our 3 choices.
Those are your 3 choices. There's our triple threat match.
If you had to go to one.
This is a super easy one.
All right.
Can
us off.
I answer?
Yeah.
Of
You
course,
started
yes,
off,
you are
yes.
It's obviously the con.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you put that up against the Ma and Pa Toys shop, who will probably be there with a booth. It's basically just that multiplied by a factor of 20.
But there are those convention prices. Now, everybody who's at a con marks their stuff up because they know people are willing to spend more at a convention.
Except
Now-
Vegas Toy Squad.
Except Vegas Toy Squad, bargains galore.
Visit them at the Vegas Toy Con for great
F5,
prices.
I think.
Oh,
F5.
F5.
Yeah, we're right on the opposite side of Rogue Toys. Right?
Oh.
So we can peek through the...
We can give you signals. Hey, how's it
Yeah, we
going,
can
Steve?
pilfer things from...
And then just sell them on your side. That's perfect.
All right, so you're a con man all the way.
Yeah, I'm a con man. So you say con prices, but that could mean a couple different things.
Right.
I've had a lot of really great experiences at cons, especially if you go on that last day.
That's right.
With people who came from out of state who don't want to haul all their stuff
That's true.
back.
Right.
Yep.
And you can say, I'll give you $20 for all this. Or you could just carry it yourself, You could get some money and have to carry less, or you could just carry a bunch of stuff. Up to you.
Yeah.
I've come up on so many great things at cons, and sometimes they'll also just have, we bought this, big bin of stuff with me. I don't know, if you want to go through it, you can, if you pick out some stuff, just tell me what you want to pay for it.
Oh, you'll have to let me know what booth that is.
Yeah. All right, so we've got con man number 1. Who else would like to weigh in on the...
I have another. Well, my option is how I tend to usually go hunting, and that is on eBay.
That wasn't one of the 3.
I can't go outside. I can't color outside the lines here.
No, because Evil Bay is its own category.
I like it
I
when
know, but
people
which-
just give me toys for
Robert.
free.
Robert, given those 3 options,
Okay.
which
All right, I have
would
to
you
play by the
prefer
rules? All right.
from those 3? And then we can always talk about,
Robert.
like you said.
I like how she
It's like
clarifies.
my mother. Yeah, she,
I know, yeah.
All right.
Sorry, it's the educator.
So then, you know what? I mean, obviously, I love going to the cons, but I think I enjoy going to the thrift shops and the swap meets, and one of my favorite places to go hunting is, well, I don't know, this might be a specialty shop, but Zia.
Zia's great. Zia's
Oh.
awesome.
Zia to me is almost
It's
like
more
a swap
like a...
meet
Yeah,
or
it's almost like a
secondhand
secondhand store, I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
I've found so many great things at
You
Zia.
do have good luck there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Everybody does, because they just pulled prices for things out of a hat. It's all completely
$5.
arbitrary.
Yeah.
Things that are worth, 20 times more, they'll put at $5, and things that are worth $2, they'll put at $20.
Yes,
They
I've
don't
noticed
care.
that.
It's a head scratcher.
It is.
But sometimes you get lucky and find a really
Oh, yeah.
a cool thing
Yeah.
at a good price, and they've usually got a coupon you can scrounge up somewhere, and so I guess I'm gonna go for the secondhand market.
Secondhand, all right,
I
so
like
here
that.
we
I'm not a high end collector. You know what I
Sure.
mean? I'm not doing every once in a while I'll pick up a Boba Fett piece for
Yeah, I know. I was looking at all these high-end
easy.
Those
I mean,
things aren't
there's-
on camera, but...
Those are my Fett. That's my personal Fett collection. But
That's
I mean,
true.
for the most part, I'm out hunting for little fun things I can sell here or there on
Yeah.
eBay or whatever, or pick up something that for a good price.
So, and I just want to add to that. The thrift store is definitely your place if you're looking for the best bargain, but it's always a question mark. You could go to 20 thrift stores today and not find a single
nothing.
thing.
It's true. But that's
Right.
part of the hunt.
Sure.
Yes.
But if you're talking best place to go, is it the 20 hunting grounds that might have an animal there, or the one that's going to have all the animals in a big pile?
Right. It's fish in a barrel.
I like how this guy thinks.
See, I prefer a true hunt, not the fish in the
You're not
barrel
going to the
scenario.
reserve. You're not going to the reserve.
Yeah, this is
Right.
one of those
Right.
deer hunting things where they just lead one out in front of you.
I'm
What about you,
definitely,
Frank?
I'm definitely with Rob on this. I like going to the swap meet too much, where I can people watch.
You can
and
haggle. You can,
and
yeah, okay.
get some good food and
Well, good food.
yeah,
Yeah, the swap meet.
yeah,
There's some good stuff there.
Yeah.
yeah. There's some amazing food there.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
like I said, I haven't had as much luck at the cons. I just haven't.
Yeah.
Like I look for stuff and then it's either already
Except
been.
for California comic book guy.
Yeah, the comic books I take that back. When it comes to toys, we were talking about hunting for toys, but
Yeah.
comic books I've had more than good luck on that end. Me and
At the
Rick-
at the comic.
At
Yeah,
the cons,
at the
yes.
con, yeah.
Which is surprising because normally it's really, I don't know. We found certain guys that they just hooked us up,
Yeah.
and he introduced us to new stuff, and
Dude.
yeah,
Dude, yeah, the surfer dude. Dude, you gotta check this book out. It's amazing.
But as opposed to comics like toys, I haven't been able to find anything that wasn't extremely marked up or
Right.
anything I couldn't find this exact same price on eBay.
Right.
Like, and at that point, like, I don't know. I wasn't as. I obviously like to swap me more, like in these mom
You
and pop stores.
don't. You don't find the same quality of things, but sometimes you do find. Those little gems that you don't expect to find.
Right, and I'm not.
You're not gonna
selling
find
stuff.
like
I'm not
a.
really selling stuff. I'm more for my personal
Right.
collection. You know,
Yeah.
Sure.
like some, like for example, like all those Lego sets that we got there was unbelievable. Like I found that Millennium Falcon for I don't even want to tell you what or say on the air what I got
Right.
it for
Yeah, that was good. That was
because it
way
was
good.
kind of embarrassing how much I got that thing for. But
Awesome.
it was just like I've just had such good luck there, and so that's usually where your favorites lie. You have the
yeah.
best luck.
I'm gonna go with. I actually like going to the cons.
Oh.
I do. I just there's something about it just fun, and you never know what you're gonna get, and you do have that mix of you've got the high end stuff and the low end stuff, and I usually find some pretty cool stuff for a decent price. Regardless of what I'm doing. I always give myself a budget though. Like I'm not gonna spend over. Because otherwise I'd probably go nuts. Just
Yeah.
start taking out the credit card.
But what if you find that piece? You've already spent your budget, and you find that piece you've been looking for. You're gonna blow your budget.
No, because I found it at Frankensons and I didn't pull the trigger.
No.
So I wanted the Lionel Mattel,
Lionel, that's right.
and it was actually a decent price. He wanted about $100 for it, which is about the going rate. But I can't
You restrained yourself.
I can't put $100 on a 6-inch toy. It's like,
Yeah.
especially when I know when it first came out, it was only $30.
Well, if we're gonna go there,
Yeah, me neither. $100 on a 6-inch toy. I would never.
I have weird rules when I go hunting.
God, this thing's heavy.
But yeah, I would have to go with the con just because and we've talked about this too. We're spending money to spend money. Because you have to buy
You gotta
the parking
pay for
pass, and you gotta
admission
get in.
and-
Well, and you have
But
to
it's-
have a whole heaping full of patience
Yeah.
and dedication because you're going to spend the majority of your day standing in lines.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can't think of a single con in town that I've ever had to stand in a line for almost anything. Unless you're, I don't really get autographs, so I don't stand in line for those. I don't know that any of them have really been attended well enough for
You've
there
never
to be
been
any...
to a Funko booth at Star Wars Celebration.
You're absolutely right. Odds are this trend will continue for the rest of my life.
Or the Lego booth at San Diego Comic-Con.
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
you wait
that's
2
where
hours
the
for a
lines
chance.
come in. But
Sure.
yeah, for for the most part, it's just paying for the privilege of buying toys, I don't,
Yeah.
that bothers me. But there's the whole experience that goes with
Right.
going to a con, and
But
we
don't
hope
get me wrong.
plenty of you do it for the Vegas Toy
Yeah.
and Comic
It's
Expo.
fun.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It was cool, when we did our booth last year. I think the coolest part was just meeting everyone.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
you
Talking
realize
to
you're not
people.
the only nerd in town, and it's
Right.
okay.
You see people get excited about the same
Yeah.
things you get excited about, and
It was really cool. I enjoyed that. There was a couple of people. I had some Lego sets that people were looking for, and it was cool to make someone's day almost. You know,
Right.
it's like I wasn't trying to, rake them over the coals or anything,
Right.
but it was cool. It was fun.
yeah. But we will be at this upcoming one,
Yeah,
March
ToyCon.
1st through 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
We got to start hyping it up because
I know it's coming around the bend.
It's coming.
She's coming right on the mountain.
we're gonna have cool stuff this time. We're gonna have a coloring page for the kiddies. We're gonna have a spin wheel where you can spin
cool.
to get free stuff and discounts. We're gonna have some blind bags full of cool stuff for
And
cheap.
Kid Cobra just told me the other day that she's ready to get rid of her Disney Cars collection.
Whoa.
Really?
So is that gonna be
So we're gonna have the
hot property at the toy con?
I don't know. I haven't started researching yet. I don't know if they're still a hot commodity or not. But it's the little
Sure they
die-cast
are.
cars from the Cars movie. So
Oh, cool.
They're pretty cool. I mean, they're played with, so they're going to be
Yeah,
priced accordingly. So
right on.
very cool.
I guess that's it. You
Any
chime
final
in
thoughts?
on,
You want to chime in on the
I
triple
guess
threat?
since we're at a tie, and I
Oh
really didn't expect it to be 2-2.
no, me neither.
I am going to actually go with the thrift, those kind of
Wow,
hunts
that's surprising.
where you
that.
can
Me
find
neither.
the deal. I mean, I love shopping at our favorite brick and mortar stores around here,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't often leave with things because the prices are sometimes not very, competitive. And then the cons are great, but again, unless it's that last day and you can get a deal, not really. So I find that I come home with the most things when we've done a thrifting day.
Very cool. You guys do get maybe because you just go out more, but you're very lucky when you guys
We're
get to
patient. We take our time
we,
and go
and we
through.
look for a lot of different stuff. I
That's
mean,
true,
we
that's
like to
true.
find records, so
All that stuff is crucial. I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, the wider the net, the bigger the net, the more stuff you'll end up catching, and of course, the more often you cast it out, the more often you're going to catch stuff.
right.
I talk to people who are like, I never find anything at thrift stores, but they go like once every 2 months.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we're definitely out there a lot more than that. So
Last time I was in Boulder, I found some pretty good records.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there a thrift store out there.
Yeah, there's all kind of antique stores, and a lot of them
Oh
have.
yeah, that's true.
And they're tucked away in like the corners of the stores. They have like little crates of records.
Huh.
And you just gerbil through them, and you're good to go.
Boulder City, another road trip for Vegas Toy
well,
Squad.
there you
There
go.
you go.
We'll go
We may be
antiquing.
out there this weekend anyway.
Hey, that's right. Yeah,
That's
we
right.
might be out there.
Shameless plug.
There you
You want to put a plug out as long as we're plugging people's bands?
go. We'll be out at Boulder Dam Brewing Company, 7 to 10 p.m. If you're into country music, you want to see some country music, my band Sunset Ridge will be out there.
The very night this podcast airs.
That's
correct?
right. So listen to the podcast.
On your way to Boulder City.
On the way to Boulder City, come and get some brewskis and listen to some country music.
Check out David's band, Time Crashers.
When did you say this was going to come out?
What?
This episode.
Friday.
This Friday.
Okay, then on Saturday, come out to the Dark Arts Market at Cornish Pasty, where we're going to be playing our very first acoustic set.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
All right.
What? Dark Arts Market?
I follow
Yeah, it
them on
is-
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them on Facebook.
What do they sell there?
A goth and spooky stuff flea market that happens every 3 months.
Dude!
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Who
the
knew?
the
I
perfect
knew.
spot for your song about Marty and his.
And his
Oh.
mom.
Yeah, goths love the incest in Back to the Future. You're right.
All right, on that note,
That's awesome.
Wow.
All right. Well, if anyone else has any closing thoughts, no, or
not
good to
I.
go.
Find
All
us
right.
on all
I
the
do
big
want to go on the
socials.
record saying that I do love going to cons. I just don't have the same luck.
You can't pick a side.
I did
Nope.
pick a side. I
Frank
said I like
Conte.
going more.
The
No local
waffler
con
has
hater.
returned.
I do love going to
He
cons.
hates these cons. Nobody knows the jerk.
No, but
Baby, I got the reference.
I got
That's
it
all
too.
that matters.
But like I said, I do have better luck in the thrift stores.
All right.
Whatnot.
All right.
You're back in
There we
good
go.
graces with the con people.
I just wanted
Not
to make
me.
sure.
It's
it was
okay for us to
understood.
have
I don't
different
like
opinions.
cons.
Yeah,
Screw cons.
well, that's fine, Rob.
And visit Vegas Toy Squad.
Exactly.
At the Toy Con.
I'll be there. You can talk to me.
We'll have eggs to throw around.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you guys for sticking with us, and we do appreciate it. As Rob mentioned, you can find us on all the usual social media outlets. I don't know if we really want to run down
We won't
the
bore
list
them
again.
this time, but
you know
just
where
search
they're at.
Vegas Toy Squad everywhere.
Yeah,
We're
we're
there.
pretty much on all those spots.
You'll
So,
see us.
With that being said, I guess we're all done.
That's it.
So-
It was another fine episode of Vegas Toy SquadCast. Thank you, David, for joining us.
Yeah,
My
we
pleasure.
Appreciate it. I have to have you out again.
Yes.
For sure.
Second time you get a sticker.
Nice.
Or Magnet, your choice.
Or magnet, that's right.
But
you get a
only
choice.
one or the other. That sucks.
Yeah, you come back a
See,
third
picking
time, we'll
sides is
see.
fun.
We'll talk.
All right, so we are Vegas Toy Squad, and Vegas Toy Squad is
Out.
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 That tickles.